Everyone's watching Apple deploy Apple Intelligence against ChatGPT and Gemini. The real story just happened in China. Apple's not using Apple Intelligence there at all. It's using Alibaba's Qwen instead. This isn't a headline, it's a framework change. Apple's entire 2026 AI strategy has been about keeping AI processing on your device, using Apple's own models, never sending your data to a server. It's been their competitive. In China, none of that works. Why? Beijing. The Chinese government doesn't allow foreign AI systems to operate independently in the country. Apple's got two choices: don't go to China or give up control. The company chose to give up control. So Apple Intelligence gets rebranded as Qwen Intelligence on iPhones and iPads sold in mainland China. Same hardware, same interface, completely different AI running underneath. A Chinese company's models, trained on Chinese data, answering to Chinese regulators. This is what happens when a $2.8 trillion company meets an immovable geopolitical force. And it's not just Apple. This playbook is becoming the template for every Western tech company operating in China. They're all learning the same lesson. Beijing gets veto power over your core technology. But let's back up and understand why China matters this much. China is home to nearly 1.4 billion people. Apple sells tens of millions of iPhones there every year. It's one of the company's top markets by revenue. Losing China isn't an option for Apple shareholders. But here's the problem. To sell anything with an AI system in China, you need permission from the government. And they don't just hand out permission. See, from Beijing's perspective, AI is a strategic resource, just like semiconductors or energy. You can't have foreign companies running private AI systems on millions of devices inside China's borders. That's a sovereignty question. It's not about the technology itself, it's about control and data. An Apple Intelligence system that keeps processing on device means Chinese regulators can't monitor what's happening. That's a hard no for Beijing. So when Apple went to build Apple Intelligence, they knew from the start that the standard version wouldn't work in China. They could have gambled, fought the regulators, risked the market. Instead, they partnered with Alibaba, a company Beijing trusts because Alibaba answers to Beijing. Power, not capability, that's the decision factor here. This is where the geopolitics gets interesting. China has something called the Cyberspace Administration. Think of it as the government agency that controls all digital activity in the country. They've built a system where any AI tool operating in China has to be approved, registered, and continuously monitored. It's not a one-time check. It's ongoing surveillance of what the model does, what it says, what it learns. When Apple submitted Apple Intelligence for approval, the Cyberspace Administration looked at it and said no. Not because it's a bad AI system, it's actually quite good. The reason was simpler: Apple controls it entirely. Its servers, its training data, its moderation rules, all proprietary and non-negotiable. From Beijing's perspective, that's an unacceptable black box. So Apple's team had to find a Chinese partner. Alibaba Damo Academy, which is Alibaba's AI research arm, had already developed Qwen, a large language model that had been approved by Chinese regulators. Qwen runs under Chinese law. Chinese government officials can audit it anytime. It doesn't send data to Apple's servers in California. It's domesticated AI. So the deal made sense. Apple would integrate Qwen into its phones, users would get AI features they wanted, and Beijing would get the oversight it demands. So what does this actually mean for someone buying an iPhone in Shanghai? When you update to the latest iOS, you get Apple Intelligence features, Siri becomes smarter, your Photos app can search more intelligently, your email suggestions get better. All the stuff people in America and Europe get. The experience is identical, but under the hood, everything's different. When you ask Siri a question in China, that request goes to Alibaba's servers in mainland China, not to Apple's servers in California. Your phone suggestions come from Qwen instead, not from Apple Intelligence. And your keyboard's next word predictions, that's also Alibaba's model learning your patterns, not Apple's. Now, here's where it gets subtle. Alibaba is a company that operates under Chinese law. That means if the government asks for information about what you're searching for, what you're writing, what you're asking your AI assistant, they can get it. And not just Alibaba's choice to share it, it's the law. This is different from the United States or Europe, where companies have legal frameworks to push back on government requests. In China, The framework is the government decides. So you're not getting a privacy-focused AI system like Apple promised. You're getting an AI system that works, but with different rules. But here's the question everyone's asking. Is Qwen even as good as Apple Intelligence? The answer's more complicated than you'd think. On raw capability, they are in the same ballpark. Qwen's a modern large language model trained on hundreds of billions of tokens. Apple Intelligence is also a modern LLM optimized for on-device performance. Both can understand context, generate responses, handle complex questions. Where they differ is purpose. Apple Intelligence was built with privacy as a first principle. It's supposed to do as much as possible without sending data to servers. Qwen was built to be a general-purpose AI assistant that serves Alibaba's ecosystem. One prioritizes privacy, the other prioritizes features and integration. In tests when both systems launched, Apple Intelligence scored slightly higher on reasoning tasks, those complex problems where you need to think through multiple steps. Qwen scored higher on knowledge questions about Chinese culture, history, and regional information because it was trained on Chinese data. Neither is objectively better. They are different tools built for different markets. But here's what matters. For an iPhone user in China, capability isn't the decision factor anymore. It's the only option. You can't choose to use Apple Intelligence instead. It doesn't exist for you. You get Qwen. And it works well enough for most tasks. This compromise has massive implications for Apple's entire brand. Remember, Apple's been selling itself on privacy for years. Their whole marketing pitch is, we keep your data safe because we don't even see it. Your iPhone is a private device. That's the brand. But now Apple's biggest competitor to ChatGPT and Gemini is running under someone else's privacy rules in the world's largest population center. This represents a fundamental contradiction Apple can't hide from. Investors are asking, if Apple gives up privacy for market access in China, what stops them doing it elsewhere? Will India demand the same thing? Could other countries copy China's model? Apple's response has been careful silence. They haven't marketed Qwen as a compromise, they've tried to make it invisible. But the implications are loud. For the first time, Apple's core promise of privacy is geographically conditional. Americans and Europeans get privacy, but in China, you don't get it. This isn't a feature. Privacy is actually a luxury, not a universal right at Apple. The second implication is geopolitical. This deal signals that Beijing now has real leverage over how Western tech companies operate globally. It's not just China, it's the template. Other countries are watching. Some are already demanding the same terms. So here's how to think about what just happened in simple terms. Imagine Apple is a restaurant. Apple Intelligence is a signature dish they created. They control every ingredient, the recipe, how it's made. They are proud of it. Now China says, that signature dish can exist in your restaurant, but we need to see every ingredient before you cook it. We need to watch you make it, and we need to be able to ask you to change it anytime. Apple says, that's too invasive. China says, then find another chef. So Apple partners with a local chef, Alibaba, who already cooks under Chinese inspection. The inspection is the price of doing business. Alibaba knows the rules and follows them. Apple keeps its restaurant running, but it's not Apple's cooking anymore. This is the framework now. When Western tech companies want to operate in China, and they do because China's massive, they have to accept Chinese oversight. It's not a philosophical choice for Apple. The company prioritizes market access above privacy. Power flows one direction, from Beijing to the tech companies. Every major tech company has already learned this. Google's been out of mainland China since 2010. Microsoft operates there but plays by Beijing's rules. Amazon, Meta, Apple, they all navigate the same pressure. And every deal looks like this. Give up some control to get market access. Here's what this means for you. If you use an iPhone in China, you're getting AI features that work well, but you're not getting Apple Intelligence. You're getting Qwen Intelligence. That's not a bad thing for most tasks. It's just a different thing. Your data isn't going to Apple's servers in California. It's going to Alibaba's servers in mainland China. That comes with different privacy rules and different oversight if you don't use an iPhone in China. This tells you something bigger about how tech works in 2026. No company is above geopolitics. Apple's not fighting back against China's demands because the fight would cost them billions in market access. They're not the first and won't be the last to make this compromise. The real story here isn't Apple Intelligence versus Qwen. It's about who has power over technology. China has power because it's a massive market and Beijing speaks with one voice. Apple had to choose between privacy principles and market access. They chose market access. What to watch? Whether this model spreads. Will India demand the same terms? Does Europe feel the pressure too? This is the year China proved it can reshape how global tech companies operate, and everyone else is watching to see if China set a new standard. That's the headline nobody's focusing on, but it's the one that changes everything. Follow for daily AI news.